Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. Today, I will be reading from the r/EntitledPeople subreddit, so let's jump into it. What could go wrong? This was many years ago when I was trying to break into the jazz scene as a singer in a new city I had moved to. I had shared some recordings of mine with a super talented musician and band leader who lived there, and based on that, he invited me to come out to one of their shows and sit in on a few songs. It was a great opportunity for me to perform in front of an audience of jazz lovers, and also to make music and connect with several really wonderful players. His guidelines were simple. Just pick 3 jazz standards that I thought I would shine on, and he and his band would back me on whatever I chose. I spent the week considering which songs would demonstrate my skill and also carry the most emotional impact, and I practiced them every day. That Friday night, I took extra time to try and look good, but I was still pretty nervous and self-conscious when I got to the crowded club. I literally knew nobody in this town. In a stroke of luck, someone left a little 2-seat table just as the band began, and I snagged it. During the break after the first set, the band leader came over to chat with me. He was a really nice guy and generous with his talents. He did not need to let me sit in with his band. As a matter of fact, many people wouldn't have done it. I was really grateful to have met him and felt hopeful about the contacts I would make through him. But more importantly, I thought we might end up being friends. He told me that after the break, they would play a few songs and then he would invite me up. He then went off to mingle with all the other people who wanted to talk to him. As soon as he got up, a woman slid into the seat that he had just vacated. She was tall and pretty, and she said that she heard that the band leader had invited me to sit in, that she was also a singer, and she wanted to welcome me to town. "We chick singers have to stick together," she said with a beautiful smile. Could this night get any better? Here I was making another friend already. "What songs are you going to sing?" We chatted a bit, and I told her what I had chosen and why. She was really charming. As the band took the stage, she excused herself to go back to the group of friends she was there with. She flashed that beautiful smile and told me with a wink that she was sure we'd see each other again real soon. The band finished the first song of the second set, and then the band leader called up the other woman that I had just met. It was odd that she hadn't mentioned that she was going to sing too, but I was glad I'd get a chance to hear her. I then sat there utterly shocked and dumbfounded as she proceeded to sing all 3 of the songs that I had prepared. I looked over and saw her friends looking back and forth between her and me, laughing. I was so stunned, mainly because never in 1,000 years would it occur to me to do something so shitty to another person, let alone a fellow musician. She literally came over to me and acted friendly to find out what songs I was singing so that she could pull that stunt. Welcome to your new town. I was so hurt and humiliated. She was, at this point, singing the 3rd song directly to me, to the great amusement of her friends. The band leader knew that something was up, but he had no idea what, as I hadn't told him what songs I was doing. My brain was racing, trying to come up with a way to deal with the situation. And then it hit me. She was pretty good, but she wasn't that good. She was a little formulaic, a bit unoriginal. She was depending on her looks and presence, her tricks she had learned from her voice lessons. She was technique heavy and soul lacking. In other words, she was baffling them with bullshit, and I knew what I had to do. Her last song ended, and she left the stage to generous applause from the audience, and cheers from her table of friends. The band leader called me up. I handed him my lead sheets and whispered to him, "She stole my songs. Please trust me on this. Let me do the same songs." Fortunately, he got it instantly and nodded with a little smile. And I sang the living hell out of those songs. I put every ounce of my training, but also my emotions, my angst, my fears, my longing, my loneliness, my joy. I wasn't even aware of the room, but for a moment between songs, when I glanced out to see her sitting there with her mouth hanging open and her friends now sitting still and silent, The room exploded when I finished, and I got a standing ovation. Someone actually shouted out, "That's how you do it." I honestly felt kind of bad for her, but I think she learned something that night. I ended up living in that town for 5 years and became good friends with the band leader and many other musicians in town. I never got close with that other singer, but she never tried to pull something like that with me again. And I think she never tried it with anyone else either. And I still think that was one of my best performances ever. When I first read this to myself, I did an audible, "That bitch." Then the composure and grace in how OP handled the situation is just honestly inspiring. And OP's confidence is inspiring. She knew she could sing the crap out of those songs, so she did. And as far as one-upmanship goes, that's how you do it. I felt this story in my soul. Fortune favors the bold. And that bold OP taught that horrid woman a lesson. It always saddens me to see artists who are negative and spiteful. Art is about love, expression, connection, not competition and aggression. But sadly, where there is profit, there will always be ugliness. Oh, and if you were wondering which songs OP sang, I found out that the songs were Stardust by Nat King Cole, Darn That Dream by Dinah Washington, and Don't Get Around Much Anymore by Natalie Cole, just in case you were curious, because I know I was. But anyways, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this Entitled People story. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!